Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Fraud is an increasing crime that we're noticing in this area.
If you went shopping this weekend, it'd probably be a good idea to check your bank statement. Thanks for joining us tonight. Andrea has the evening off. Fargo police say card skimming is becoming big business in our area. Police are hoping the arrest of 4 people ready to set up a skimming operation will deter copycats. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric talks with police.
The equipment these people were arrested with in Fargo is not hard to come by. A quick internet search brings up all kinds of card readers and re-encoders.
We've had reports come in since January.
Fargo police say they've known about skimmers operating here in Fargo the last few months. And what makes it a good place to set up? The 2 major interstates.
It's convenient, provides for quick ingress and quick egress, if you will. It allows them to move on to other locations, whether that's Minneapolis or Bismarck or Grand Forks.
The growing population in the Fargo-Moorhead area is pretty convenient for criminals too. And police say gas stations are often the place targeted because it's easier than putting a skimmer on an in-store device.
It'll be interesting to see whether or not this case goes federally or not.
Deputy Chief Joe Anderson tells me that federal authorities are also investigating this case. I contacted the FBI. After a little digging, that agency referred me to the U.S. Secret Service, which has an office here in Fargo. I called that office, and the agent who answered told me to contact the Minneapolis office. I've yet to hear back.
As soon as we hear back from the Secret Service, we'll let you know. But police say in the meantime, if something doesn't look right on the gas pump or at the card reading device, say something to the store or go somewhere else. A sick dog has closed portions of the Circle of Friends Humane Society in Grand Forks for the next 2 weeks. Shelter staff says a stray dog has parvo, which is a similar virus to the stomach flu in humans. The shelter is on voluntary quarantine as a precaution. And for the next 2 weeks, staff will work on cleaning the shelter, and dogs are not to be walked or played with.
Even though we are heavy on the disinfecting side of things, we want to make sure that nobody else gets it because none of our dogs or most of our dogs don't have vaccine history.
The shelter is looking for the community's help with fostering some of the dogs that may come to the rescue while they're closed. The shelter can't accept any dogs or allow any to go out until the quarantine is lifted. We'll have much more on this coming up on Valley News Live at 6. Clear blue skies this evening, but it's still a little bit chilly outside. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson to find out what we can expect this evening. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Christine. If you are heading outdoors, the wind isn't too bad, but as you mentioned, it is a little on the cool side here in the valley. A few high clouds showing up on the latest satellite, although they're thinning out a little bit. More building out in Montana. Those will impact our day tomorrow. Have a gander at these temperatures. Near 70 in the western Dakotas. Ramps down pretty quickly to 30s in northern Minnesota, so quite a spread of temperatures across our region. But by and large, we'll be in the 30s and 40s this evening in the Fargo area with wind fairly light, under 10 miles per hour. Overnight, there's going to be some changes, but that will bring rain, sleet, and even snow to some parts. So get out and enjoy. I'll have details on a real wild Tuesday of weather that includes a whole mix of precipitation and temperatures as warm as 60 to 65 degrees.
Alrighty, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Fargo police have arrested a man for strong arm robbery after he allegedly tried stealing a woman's purse, dragging her to the ground. It happened just before 9 p.m. Friday night outside of Cashwise on 13th Avenue. Police say this 30-year-old Fargo man shown here on your screen is accused of running up behind a woman and grabbing her purse. She didn't let go and was dragged on the ground for about 10 feet. He took off, but officers got a look at him on surveillance video and was arrested today. It was a big weekend of crime and arrests connected to heroin and other narcotics in the Northern Valley. Grand Forks police are investigating a pharmacy burglary, and 5 people have been arrested in Marshall County in connection with heroin, meth, and guns. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us what happened.
Grand Forks police are investigating a burglary at the brand new Inspire Pharmacy. An undisclosed amount of cash and narcotics were stolen.
The owner of the pharmacy declined an on-camera interview, saying she's just too upset about the burglary to talk about it. They just had their grand opening on Friday. They work in conjunction with the 3rd Street Clinic to provide prescriptions for folks who can't afford it.
Meanwhile, across the river in Warren, Minnesota, the Marshall County Sheriff's Department, along with other agencies, have wrapped up a month-long investigation that resulted in 5 arrests. They all included heroin, meth, or guns.
All these folks aren't tied together. It's just kind of one case led to another?
One case been leading to another, yes. We've been doing search warrants, getting information.
Gulero Ramirez was arrested in Argyle for illegal possession of a firearm. Anna Ramirez faces drug charges. In Warren, Jeremiah Linder and Caitlin Mock were both charged with having a controlled substance. Also in Warren, John Vondell Jr. faces drug and weapons charges.
Has any of this led to any violent crime in your area?
We haven't had any violent crime with it, no. But hopefully that's something that we're going to stop by finding some of these, like I said, we're not getting a lot of drugs off the street, but we're finding a lot of other things, guns and some drugs.
Unfortunately, drug problems are alive and well, even in towns of 1,500 people. From Warren, Minnesota, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Lieutenant Bill Mackey tells Valley News Live they'll have a better idea of what types of drugs were stolen in that Grand Forks pharmacy burglary once an inventory is completed. It's believed the Grand Forks and Marshall County cases are not related. Fargo police are alerting the public about recent break-ins and how you can protect yourself. On a Nextdoor post, police say there's been a number of break-ins incidents involving unlocked cars and garages. If you park on the street, police suggest you take out your personal belongings and lock your car. If you live in an apartment, police say you should make sure your garage door is secure and locked your car while it's parked inside. And you're asked to contact police if you notice anything suspicious. An Ada, Minnesota man has been arrested on 2 domestic assault charges. 34-year-old Juan Manriquez faces 1 count of domestic assault by strangulation and 1 count of domestic assault. Manriquez allegedly put a family member in a chokehold and pulled her hair. His blood alcohol level was 4 times the legal limit when he was arrested. If convicted, Manriquez faces a maximum sentence of 3 years in jail on the strangulation charge and a maximum of 90 days in jail on the domestic assault charge. The Federal Communications Commission made an important announcement today for consumers. The FCC approved consumer broadband labels in an effort to make mobile and internet service easier to understand. No more tricks from big broadband service providers, or at least it's going to be a bit more difficult to sneak by consumers. FCC Chairman Tom Wheeler says these broadband labels show people exactly what they're getting from their provider in an easy-to-read format. No more fine print. This print is easily navigated.
It is presented in a clean manner to give consumers the information they need to make informed decisions when they are buying broadband service.
The labels look a lot like nutrition facts you find on your food. The FCC wanted to imitate a well-known information provider. Using public transportation just got a little easier with help from Google Maps. The popular navigation tool now includes map bus routes. All you have to do is select the bus icon and put in a starting point and destination. From there, Google Maps will bring up a list of possible trips, allowing the user to compare routes, which could save them valuable time. Among some of the options, users can also select a preferred departure or arrival time, look at schedules, and find the nearest bus stop location. And put your brain to the test at a new business in downtown Fargo. Puzzled FM pushes teams to the limit with challenging clues and puzzles. Groups have to solve a mystery in 1 hour to put a psychic in jail after she scammed clients. Clues are hidden in the room that aren't always what they seem to be.
What I love about puzzle rooms is it gets you thinking in different directions and expands the way you think of things. You have to look outside of the box to solve the puzzles.
We have a link on valleynewslive.com under the hot button to Puzzled FM's Facebook page. That's where you can find out more information. The new